More horrific attacks in Germany, with 2 assaults carried out by Syrian asylum seekers overnight. One hacked a woman to death and wounded 2 others. Then another blew himself up near a bar, injuring more than a dozen. There's now fear and anger across Germany following an unparalleled week of attacks, with 4 assaults being carried out. In the news this hour, Turkey issues arrest warrants for over 40 journalists, while Amnesty International claims that Ankara is torturing alleged plotters of the failed coup. And the US Democratic Party's getting together to anoint its presidential candidate, but an embarrassing email leak reveals some murky tactics along the way. Midday here in the Russian capital this Monday, July 25th. My name's Ewan O'Neill. This is RT International. We will get to our headline stories in just a moment, but first, the latest on a shooting in the US state of Florida. Local media are citing police sources as saying 2 people have been killed in a nightclub in Fort Myers. Up to 17 others are believed to be hurt. The club was hosting a teens' night for youngsters. It's being reported that children as young as 13 may have been caught in the shooting. A manhunt is now underway for the suspect. So 2 people believed dead in that gun attack in the US state of Florida. Germany has witnessed a 4th violent attack against the public in the space of a week. A failed Syrian asylum seeker set off a bomb in the Bavarian city of Ansbach, killing himself and injuring at least 12 people. The 27-year-old bomber detonated a backpack reportedly containing metal fragments designed to maximize injuries. Here's what one eyewitness told us.
In der Gasse entlanglaufen Richtung Jugendzentrum.
I was walking down the alley when I heard an extremely loud blast. I started running away. At first I couldn't understand what it was. Then I realized maybe I could help out there. On my way back I saw people running away from the place. The first rumors pointed to a gas blast, but then I was told that somebody's backpack exploded.
Well, RT's Peter Oliver got to the scene shortly after the incident. He's been following the events in Germany throughout the night.
Just over my left shoulder, this is where the wine bar in which the device was detonated is. You may be able to see while I'm talking to you at some point, officers in security gear walking around checking each and every corner to make sure that there isn't any other devices lying around there. We heard more from the Interior Minister of Bavaria. He explained who was behind this bombing of this picturesque Bavarian town. He's been described as a 27-year-old failed Syrian asylum seeker who had been in the country for a number of years. In fact, the asylum seeker, or the failed asylum seeker, had a quite a peculiar status here in Germany. He was literally translates as tolerated because he couldn't be deported back to Syria due to the conflict situation on the ground there. That status basically allowed him to remain here in Germany until the situation in Syria would be deemed safe enough to send him back. We also heard that he may have gone through 2 other failed suicide attempts before blowing himself up outside of this wine bar. Well, I'm at the scene where the attack took place. The 21-year-old Syrian asylum seeker stabbed his female victim just a little bit further behind me next to the train station over there. Stabbing had taken place by a 21-year-old Syrian asylum seeker. We also saw on Friday another attack in Munich in which a number of people were shot dead by an 18-year-old. The German Interior Minister, Thomas de Maizière, said that more attacks could be expected.
The entire EU, with Germany its focal point, is the target of international terrorism. Therefore, I've been saying for some time now that we're in a serious situation, and we have to expect attacks by small groups or radicalized lone operators in Germany.
Well, the German Interior Minister there saying it was a serious situation. I just don't think many of the people, or if any of the people in Germany, thought we'd see so many of those attacks in such a short period of time.
Peter Oliver reporting. Well, German journalist and international affairs expert Michael Operskalski told us the country should expect an increase in terror if the government does not rethink its migrant policies.
I fear that more attacks are going to come, especially to those cities where problems are openly seen, like Berlin, like Frankfurt, like Cologne, unless some people will change their minds in the government. The government, present government, needs a complete U-turn in their policy on refugees. We have a complex situation that should be angled from different scenarios, and of course this situation is used by extreme right-wing and for their own purposes. Therefore, serious steps the government will be taken.
Well, 3 of those 4 attacks in Germany in the space of a week happened in the same state. Bavaria also bore the brunt of the migrant influx last year. Let's take a recap at the tragic events that have shaken Germany over the past 7 days.
My son was shot dead.
I was really shocked by the most recent attack and came right after I heard about it as my brother was here. Recently I was also attacked, but I escaped. I just cannot grasp what is happening.
Well, reaction to what occurred has been fierce online. Twitter users reacted forcefully to the unnerving situation, some of them going as far as to call for Angela Merkel to step down as German leader.
4 attacks in 7 days. Germany is now really different. Thank you, Merkel. Thank you, the Green Left Party.
Enough is enough. Why are these all gunmen, terrorists and total idiots running amok in Bavaria?
Merkel, damn you. We thank you for this that not a day passes without an attack.
When are you finally stepping down, Mrs. Merkel?
Yeah, lots of venting over the violence. While it took the German Chancellor almost 24 hours to react to Friday's shootings in Munich, it's understood that Angela Merkel might again break off her summer holidays in the Alps following the latest 2 attacks. Germany has become home for hundreds of thousands of migrants in the past year, encouraged by the country's migrant-friendly policies. Since January, more than 200,000 migrants have arrived in the country. 4 out of 5 did so without a passport. In 2015, we know that more than 1 million asylum seekers came to Germany, although it's reported that only around 30,000 of them have managed to find a job. Well, Angela Merkel has long spoken of the need to help all people who are fleeing violence, but her views have begun to shift somewhat.
Those who flee misery, war, political oppression, we are responsible for helping them whether we want to or not. There are a number of terrorists who grew up in Europe, in Germany as well, who were then trained in Syria and came back, in part, even using the refugee flow to smuggle in terrorists.
And that is evident because the intelligence already said it in Germany some months ago that there are terrorists coming in due to the uncontrolled mass immigration that Mrs. Merkel permitted and allowed. I do not see a U-turn. I think what we do need is a change of the whole approach of this mass migration. And just some words of her are not an indication, a strong indication of a U-turn which we do really need.
Well, Chancellor Merkel's open-door policy is linked to the growing backlash against refugees in Germany, with right-wing marches being a regular sight of late in German cities. It got to the point where one Bavarian official sent a bus full of refugees to Berlin in January, fulfilling his promise to make Merkel personally responsible for the high number of asylum seekers sent to his town above the agreed quota. Here's how he justified that decision.
Under these circumstances, I would rather see these people housed somewhere where they can live in a humane way. If they cannot provide humane conditions here for them, I will take them back. And that will show that our asylum policy really is a mess in this country.
Well, as the number of asylum seekers grows, the anti-immigrant and anti-Islam movement known as Pegida has been gaining momentum.